Bitcoin is the strongest asset the human race has ever invented. It's like gold with none of the defects of gold. It's very rare that you find a technology that's the solution to every rich person's problem and every poor person's problem simultaneously. Bitcoin is the first point in human history where engineering impinged on economics. Up until this point, people didn't really embrace the idea of energy theory and engineering theory and math and sciences as being integral to the way that a monetary asset functioned. You know, it used to be money was, you know, seashells and tokens, and then we have this, you know, we have gold and we have coins, and then we have general agreements and the like. And Bitcoin was the first time when we created a digital monetary asset, a pure digital token on a pure digital network. You have to find a way, if you're gonna have assets, to get over the hurdle rate. Another way to say it is, I have to invest it in a strategy which is going to appreciate faster than the money is devalued. If the money is devalued at 7% a year, then the S&P 500 index better yield 9 or 10%. If it yields 10% and the money devalues at 7%, you're plus 3. You can save money in an S&P 500 index fund. You can't save money with bonds unless you're buying bonds and the interest rates keep getting reduced. If you bought a bond at 4% yield and the interest rate got taken down to 3.5%, the bond trades up. And when the interest rate goes down to 3, it trades up again. And when it goes down to 2.5, it trades up again. When the bond rates get, or the LIBOR, you know, the short-term bond rate and interest rate goes to 0, you can't take it down anymore. So bonds won't hold value either. So now you're in a conundrum. I have a lot of assets, but I'm not beating the hurdle rate, and the hurdle just tripled. And it's a problem that anybody that works for a salary has, which is I generate a cash and the currency is being devalued every year. Value of the cash flows into the future is collapsing. The road to serfdom is working exponentially harder for a currency growing exponentially weaker. And so how do you solve the problem? And the solution to the problem is you convert your assets from a weak currency that's inflating into a strong currency, or a strong asset, if you will, that is deflating. So I buy $1 million of gold. Okay, if the price goes up, the gold miners, first of all, the gold miners are going to create more gold and dump it on the market. If I could eliminate all gold mining forever, if I could wave a magic wand and make it impossible to mine any more gold, my $1 million of gold will hold its value better because it'll be scarce. But gold miners are inflating the value of the supply of gold by at least 2% a year or so. And then if the price doubles again, investors will invest in more gold miners, and they'll create more capacity to mine gold. So you'll create capacity to mine gold, you'll mine the gold, you'll crank up the rate at which the gold mines function. After that, people with gold jewelry will melt their jewelry down, convert it to gold bullion and sell it, right? If the price of gold went up by a factor of 20, you would be like converting all your gold stuff into gold bullion because it seems like a good idea. They call it scrap gold, right? And then after that, bankers will issue gold warrants and gold paper and gold derivatives, and they'll sell them short without the gold because they can speculate in it, and they don't have to have a one-for-one coverage of gold to the gold derivatives. And so that's called hypothecation and rehypothecation. Okay, if it keeps going up, the governments holding gold will start to sell some of their gold to manipulate the price down. Right, and all of these, and ultimately, if it goes up enough, someone will club you over the head and take your gold, or a hostile regime will take your gold, or a politician will pass a law taxing your gold. Right? There's a lot of ways you lose gold because it's physical. How do you cure the problem? Right? I mean, here's how you cure the problem. You make it impossible to mine any more gold, and then you make it possible to take custody of your gold personally off of the exchange or off of the bank. So that way the bank can't hypothecate it or rehypothecate it, miners can't inflate it, investors can't create any more gold miners. So Bitcoin represents the apex property rights of the human race. Like, mind you, I'm not disputing the ability or the legitimacy of a government to pass a tax. At the end of the day, they can tax your gold, they can tax your stocks, your bonds, your building, yourself, your income, whatever they want. But the point really is, you're a lot more likely to tax the stuff that you walk past, every day on the way to work. And legitimately, you can move yourself and you can move your property, if it's crypto, to another jurisdiction, but you can't legitimately move a ranch in California. So your property rights are stronger and the value of the property is higher. Right? You have a valuable thing in Manhattan. It's interesting to other wealthy people in Manhattan, but when you have Bitcoin, it's interesting to wealthy people everywhere on earth. Right? You can liquidate $1 billion of Bitcoin on the weekend in any currency, any time. Try liquidating $1 billion building. Right? That's a 3-year process, right? So it's liquid, it's fungible, it's desirable, and so that's what makes the asset valuable. And it's the most difficult thing to impair.